We hope we won't take too much of your time before lunch. So the topic we've got is enhancing student engagement with revision sessions. And Gurman. This is Laura Averil, who is a project student who worked on this along with George Long, who unfortunately can't be here with us today. And why did we decide to do this? Well, it was based on an offhand couple of comments amongst lecturing staff. You might have heard this sort of thing before. I've just done a revision session. Why did I bother? There was nobody there. They didn't ask any questions. They didn't send me any questions beforehand. I'm not sure it's working. And other comments, which from the student point of view was,
students often say, why should I spend my time going? How will it help? I could be spending my time doing a revision at home on what I want to do.
So a little bit of background. Assessment with advice during my terminal examination, right? Okay? We tend to have that means they're at the end. Most of our students do survive. Right, most biosciences modules support all of this type of assessment, these exams, with revision sessions. Okay?
A lot of literature shows that attendance at lectures is positively correlated with performance, and this can be assumed as well for revision session attendance.
You may be saying, exams. Why are you doing exams? Well, Unisat's on assessment types within the biosciences show something like this. We've just taken a selection from here. We've got some that are pre and post 92, so similar to Sheffield Hallam, we've got
Coventry, yeah, so it's similar exam coursework percentage. Then
we've got Nottingham Trent, which is one of our competitors in a similar position. You will notice they do a lot more exams than we do. Oxford Brookes, they do almost as much as Sheffield. So we aren't out of line. In fact, if you take an average across the sector, normally it's a lot more on exams. So the take-home message from this is that we are not excessively examining students. So just if you're worried about why we examine students. So we're doing this. What did we want?
We wanted to review the literature out there.
We wanted to find out if staff and students were actually talking about the same sort of thing when we're doing a revision session. Do we know what students want? Do students know what staff are going to do?
And we also wanted to find out what students think is effective in the revision session.
So basically, review the literature. Anybody out there with any bright ideas? No? Are we reinventing the wheel?
And from the staff and students, why wasn't it working? And how could we make it any better?
So our very first problem is quite an interesting one. When we looked at there was
a huge amount of literature about how to revise as blogs, usually on university sites as well as strategies for revision, the effect of revision, psychological and exam preparation.
All of that out there, lots of literature. Almost any university site you go to will have strategies to help you revise. But
there is nothing on delivering revision sessions. And the librarians are sick of me going to ask. There's nothing out there really.
What is it? The blog?
Except one blog.
Is Neil Cross here? No, Neil Cross is about the only person we found has a blog, but we have a suspicion.
It was after our investigation on this.
So we've got a question for you. This is the position we're in at the moment, that we may be reinventing the wheel. If you know of any literature out there about effective revision sessions as opposed to effective lectures, or slightly special things, we would like to know at the end. Please come and see us. So, background. Our overall aims, this is a bit serious now. Right? What did we want to do?
We wanted to design an evidence-based scheme for revision sessions which are adaptable to any subject. And then to enhance the effectiveness of these.
And so the routes to get this, what we're going to do?
Find out the present provision.
Which we did, we do them.
Student expectations, staff expectations, and whether biosciences is special.
It just doesn't got a problem with all perfect, the rest of it. Right? And we wanted to find out, was this going to be for any subject, almost anywhere, of different types of universities and different. So, what did we mean by a revision session? It's something that happens in study week, and when we looked at other universities, they tend to be this thing. It's terminal exams, you put the revision session after the main body of knowledge before the exam.
And it's usually in a whole group lecture room, so a big group of students.
Now, these things are very resource intensive. I know there's at least one line manager sitting in the room. Are we wasting our time with them?
And they're part of present culture, so I don't know if you all have revision sessions, but it's what I'm used to. I don't know anything else, any different.
It tends to be that those of us not even as old as me go, no, they've had revision sessions, but they are now endemic in schools, all to do with league tables. Our students expect them. Today, what we're actually going to talk about today within the time constraint.
We've got a lot of data. It's
6 weeks project, lots of
340 individuals we got, so to analyse a lot.
We're only going to look at some key aspects that we came across and share some of the outcomes. What we're going to do is look at whether some simple things. Do staff and student expectations match?
And are there any simple changes we can make to enhance activity?
Right. So methodology, surveys. We're not going to talk about the surveys. All surveys can be criticised and bits like that, and all the ways about how you do the methodologies of surveys. But if you want,
I've got some paper questionnaires here which I can show you after, or now if you'd like to have a look. So
we can go through this obviously. But what we did, and I think this is where Laura...
Yeah, the data's obviously not all complete because we didn't have all levels across all subjects or universities. We have got level 4, level 5 and level 6. Bioscience is quite a good one for the post-92, so we've got all them levels. The maths, level 5, and then obviously the pre-92, level 4.
Yeah, we had some pre-92 for level 5, but it was such a small group that we left it out.
I'm sorry, I'm being a bit thick. What are the levels? I don't understand those.
First year, second year,
Oh, right. Okay. I only teach post, it's confusing.
we did. That's absolutely right. Because what we've looked at here is undergraduate. We haven't looked at postgraduate. So overall, the sorts of questions we asked, the themes were.
Yes, we asked the staff their experience of giving revision sessions and what they thought students expected. We asked level 4 to look back on their past education and their revision sessions there, what they expected to revision to come, and their ideal revision session. Level 5, again, it was thinking back, it was a couple of years now, to their pre-university experience, their experience of the year before level 4 revision, and their ideal revision that they'd like to see in the future. And level 6, they were a bit different because it was a reflection on their whole educational cycle. So it was level 4, level 5 and level 6, and the level 6 exams, they had just done these, it was very fresh in their mind.
This group were examined in January, and so when this data was done, they already had it. What we were doing looking back was also looking at the experience of transition through it. And the usual sorts of questions, the sort of questions that you would imagine you would have included. That's the sort of things there. Anybody who's interested in the full panoply of questions, we've got the results. Is the fun. Right, so first of all, what's the purpose of revision? Are staff and students any different? And so if you were to ask an academic member of staff, this of course would be what tripped up their tongue. It is from the Latin, to see again. Not to see for the first time. A process of reviewing and consolidating a body of knowledge, of information, so that you can synthesize, make synaptic interconnections, so to make and produce novel interpretations and applications. That's what we all imagine is happening in a revision session.
And students, we just want to get the stuff we need to get through the exam.
what happened when we asked the questions, the same questions of staff and students about their expectation? Very interestingly, they were pretty similar. The staff are not so out of phase with students. It's a nice thing. I like this one here. Drivers to attend. No, this is mine. My spelling mistake. It should be do not offend the lecturer. I like the fact that out there is a student who doesn't want to offend us. But you can see that overall, the things that we think are important from a staff point of view and a student point of view are pretty much the same, and the ones that we think are things that are going to really take you back are very similar until.
Yeah, at inappropriate times that's obviously come up from the students. Staff don't think this is a problem so much, but students, a lot of them thought that at inappropriate times deterred them from attending revision sessions.
And you might notice this is something of a dissimilarity down here. Now, staff said they're going to turn up a driver to come to revisions because they haven't been to any of the lectures before. And students say, that's so important. No, we've been to the lectures before. The reason for this is because staff are a cynical bunch. They've got no faith in students, and students
are lying.
Well, this is not true.
Yeah. It's because the people that I asked the question I gave
were in lectures?
Were the ones in the lectures. So they're most likely to be attending the revision sessions as well.
So that's about first.
Basically.
Right, so yes, so we've got a problem here. It's the usual thing with surveys. Are you surveying the right people? Because
a question, sorry, about the appropriate time. Was that a question about time and calendar?
Can we come back to that?
Sorry, yes.
No, you're absolutely right. This is why we're going. Look at this one.
Yeah.
We might see it again. We will. Are we okay? Right. Okay, you are taking notes, aren't you? So, staff and students not so far apart. That's good. We're happy. Appropriate time needs further investigation. We started asking all the questions about what a stupid question was it? Why didn't we ask more about it? And then students want hints. That came up. They want to know what's going to be on the exam, and in fact the staff also know that. And what we might need to do is to manage both sides' expectation. That either we're not going to do it or we accept we know what we're doing. It's just something to be aware of. So okay, that's us here. What about if we looked at one of our more red bricky type colleges? What happens if we looked at another university? And we looked at the comparisons of students here. Now please, we've got a slight problem with the data because it is just level 4. So they haven't had it. But if we look through here, again, we're not that different. Biosciences here with another university with a 392 of a similar size within the biosciences, not that different. Okay, our drivers to attendance, improve exam results, not offend the lecturers, not miss, all these not so much the same. But when we come along here, oh, look at this one. Look at that.
Again.
Inappropriate times. That's us. The other university, not so worried about it. We're very worried about it. The other one we have where we've got something that is similar to one, not miss important information, where it looks that actually the 92 was less concerned about this. And in fact, we looked at this, and what we discovered was at this university here, these students hadn't seen past papers, not in all their subjects. So the drivers are similar between pre and post 92. We need some more information. We've only got level 4. We'd like to have all levels and a larger number. Some differences, some of these are explainable.
Timing. Yes. More investigation.
So then we said we'll compare with maths. Is there anybody here for maths? You're going to be so happy. Our biosciences, why did we choose maths?
Oh, it's similar exam-based subject.
Right. Okay, lots of different things we looked at. Terence drivers.
Yeah. these ones here, I just have to point out, the level 4 weren't asked these 3 questions. It's not that they didn't answer them, it's just because that was about the past year at university.
But if you're on maths, nobody here from maths? Oh, we can say what we like then, can't we? Right, look at this, look at this. A driver to going was that their previous experience had helped. Don't know what you're doing in maths or what they are doing, we're going to have to go out there and bottle it, because this previous experience was a big driver to them going before. Whereas previous experience, possibly not as good as they wanted it to be. Alright, yes, that was interesting. And the other one that was interesting, if we look right at the end here.
Again, inappropriate times. Not so much maths, you were alright, but it was the biosciences again.
Don't know what we're doing. Maths, hold them at beautiful times. I don't know if you hold them, if maths hold them in the club and leave them. The timing's right. So again, if we look at maths and bio, the timing is significant again. The deterrent's a bit more variable than the drivers. And
the maths had more positive previous experience.
Oh, a peculiarity that turns up when you do surveys. Apparently maths students would prefer to do self-revision, but equally they always tend. Now, we asked,
what makes a good revision session?
And these are the answers. The ability to ask questions. The ability to go over difficult concepts. And the ability to practice exam questions. And then we asked some other open questions, and we got these ones, which was
choose topic in advance, essay help, explain in more depth, and exam format for that.
The essay help was mostly with the level 6 students. And you might be saying there's some very funny numbers up here. Can you explain what these numbers are about?
So it goes from maths, obviously on this side, level 6 bioscience, level 5 bioscience, level 5 this one is level 4 biosciences. And there's a few ones that stick out. So the level 4, we didn't want to ask questions. I don't know if this is because they're a bit scared about asking questions, but they didn't want that.
And yet, once you get through, even the biosciences, as soon as you've had that year, you're going to say, yes, the ability to ask questions is really useful. And of course, this is based on their previous experience of schools. And so whatever they get in schools might be that they don't ask questions, or that they may have felt inhibited, whatever it was. Because whatever background is, the asking of questions isn't something which is high in their mind.
And then it's just level 6 one here as well. They wanted more practice exam questions, so a lot of them wanted that. And I think it's just because it was a different style. Level 6, it was mainly essay based.
It's so important at that point as well.
Yeah.
Warning. Okay. We asked,
which module's revision session did you enjoy the best?
We also asked,
which module did you do as expected, better or worse in the exam?
But sometimes the most enjoyable revision sessions
gave the worst exam result.
Please, we had this slide up and done before the session this morning that said about effectiveness and charisma. So, discussion now.
Third part of culture, as I said, students expect them now, so they're not going to get them.
Enjoyable revision sessions lead to mismatched expectations. Why this is, we might need a bit of investigation, but the significant part is this does not show up in your module review, because a module review will say, oh, it's wonderful, oh, so enjoyed it, really marvellous, and then the exam results crash.
I'm going to change your mind. Some suggestions for biosciences. So as I said, do further investigation into the timing. So we need to realise whether there's timing in the year, the day, relative to exams. We do need to do some more investigation on that. Although there was some comments on the questionnaire saying it was relative to coursework deadlines. So,
which is interesting, because when we looked at it, there are no coursework submissions.
Maybe an excuse.
At the time of the revision. So, conclusion. From what students have asked us what we think are good things are to give the option of anonymously choosing your topic for revision in advance.
We want sessions led by experts, not just the module leaders.
We're not saying that if you're a module leader, you're not an expert. But it could be that you are a leader, you're in charge of a whole team of people. And getting that team together at the time when the revision session is on can be quite challenging.
So we want active sessions in small and short groups, so they don't want to go on for too long and they don't want to be so intimidating to ask questions like a massive big lecture like theatre.
This is my favourite one. Remove the generic information.
Yeah.
Can you tell what that meant?
Not to take a too big water bottle into the exam and don't leave a label on the water bottle.
Every single revision session apparently this year had that statement in it. And for most, in most courses, there are foreign ways to put that generic information. Students don't want to be wasted in revision sessions saying that. And we've got a few acknowledgements. We'd like to thank Jeff Waldorf from math, with the maths while helping us, and Chris Wilmot from another biological sciences. For reasons of confidentiality, we're not allowed to reveal, but if you were to look up, it's nice. And we've got a few references that are on here. We did later. But the interesting thing is we put the abstract at the end, because you can look at what we aim to do and you can then tick off and say, did we achieve what we were setting out to do? Okay, and is that the last one? Yeah. So that was what we set out to do. Did we achieve it? That's really it is still a work in progress. Anybody who came here and saying, are you going to give us the magic definitive revision session? But we start over and